In this gripping video, the revelation of the ultimate tip to elevate your table tennis game awaits at the mere 3-second mark. Mastery in table tennis demands relentless practice and unwavering repetition. However, the secret shared within these moments promises an instantaneous enhancement to your gameplay. Will it entail harnessing more spin, surging speed, or perhaps unveiling an arsenal of mind-boggling new serves? The anticipation builds, promising a swift and palpable transformation to your table tennis prowess from the very outset. Where should you aim? Because there is a bigger margin for error, you may believe that hitting the ball in the middle of the backhand or forehand side is a safe bet. However, it is not that simple. While these areas give some protection, they also make it easier for your opponent to return the ball. Hitting the ball to these spots does not frighten your opponent and coincides with their hitting zone. In other words, these two places are a gift to your opponent, making things easier for them to put you under pressure. The pursuit of the ideal shot placement in table tennis surpasses the allure of traditional safe zones in high-stakes competition. Imagine this. A cache of strategic gold is revealed by the seemingly simple act of placing tape on the table. These aren't just lines. These are doors to dominance. Imagine putting a piece of tape wide on the backhand, another lightly touching the far side of the forehand, and a third snugly tucked in close to the net. With this complex tape network, you can create a perimeter that resembles a box and decipher your opponent's defenses using a secret code. Place another piece of tape in the center to depict a player's crossover position. However, don't stop there. Consider hitting the ball wide on the table's sides for good shot placement, just as you would tape the backhand and forehand sides. When returning short serves, try to keep the ball near the net. These methods might make it substantially more difficult for your opponents to effectively return your shots. It's about using your ability to confuse your adversary. Your shots become deliberate missiles meant to destroy your opponent's strategy if you aim them at these key strategic locations. It's about using the subtleties of this tape-bound battlefield to make things more difficult for your opponent. Putting your shots inside this geometric puzzle would be an exciting experience. Imagine the grace necessary to kiss the edge of the tape or to hit a shot so close to the net that it sends your opponent reeling. Here's where the secret is found. The game changes when you become proficient in these target zones and strategically position your shots toward them. Your adversary suddenly finds themselves facing a complex puzzle where it becomes increasingly difficult to return your shots. Expose poor footwork. Footwork is more than just speed and agility in the exhilarating arena of table tennis. It's the difference between the struggling and the elite. Suppose that your opponent is a player who prefers to play stationary and is not as quick as you to move deftly across the table. Here's where a clever strategic move pays off. By placing your shots strategically and focusing on wide-off zones or corners, you can effectively expose the weakness of uncoordinated footwork. Imagine this scenario. Your opponent, stuck in place, stretches and strains to make contact with those elusive balls. Their shots falter, and quality drops and mistakes are common as they strain to reach. Poor footwork makes a player feel like a puppet on a string, with strained movements and weak returns. They are frustrated by the story, which is filled with mistakes and poor shots as a result of their incapacity to cover ground efficiently. Even when the ball is tipped gently to the side, observe how they lunge forward, trying to gain control, but ultimately failing. Their reach betrays them, leading to an array of errors, or, at most, flimsy returns devoid of the bite of a well-executed shot. And watch their desperate attempts at making up for it when that ball taunts the crossover, their weak point. They're struggling to fill the space left by their immobility by wriggling their bodies. Each step reveals their weaknesses, magnifying their mistakes, and highlighting the negative effects of poor footwork on their performance. Create space on the table. In the fast-paced world of table tennis, skill is not limited to hitting the ball. It also includes creating the playing field. Imagine this. As the rally progresses, every well-placed shot works as a brushstroke to create a dynamic canvas. You have the upper hand because you can manipulate space, even if your opponent is skilled at gliding back and forth across the table. You're cleverly staking out territory on the table by threading your shots into the corners and sending the ball wide rather than just exchanging back and forth. Imagine the following situation. You skillfully sidestep your opponent and force them wide with a backhand shot that is well placed. Abruptly, the table opens. revealing a huge space on the other side. Using your newfound space to your advantage, you guide the ball into it with the proficiency of a master pianist. Stretched to the breaking point, your opponent lunges but misses the ball, creating a gaping opening in another corner. Next, visualize the crossover, which is the center of the table. As you direct the ball there, your opponent is forced to readjust and create space in order to have a chance to hit the ball. You're directing your opponent from one corner to another with every well-executed shot, compelling them to give up valuable ground and continually adjust their position. This tactical ballet is beautiful because it targets these different positions rather than just trying to make players uncomfortable with poor footwork. It involves creating a dynamic, ever-changing spatial chess game on the table. This is your hidden weapon, even against opponents with deft footwork. Not only are you hitting the ball, but you're also changing the dynamics of the table, putting obstacles in your opponent's way, and making every return an enormous undertaking. In this captivating game of strategy, you use space as a weapon to break their rhythm and turn the game into a spatial puzzle. Good ball placement with every shot. When it comes to being a table tennis expert, accuracy is just as important as hitting the ball. Every shot is a note in a symphony, expertly composed to reverberate in the opponent's domain. Imagine this. The objective stays the same. Perfect placement, whether it's a serve, return, topspin, or a careful push. It's an unwavering quest, a commitment to accuracy that goes beyond simple intention, and art embedded in each stroke. It's instinctive to carve a path towards the corners, to tease the crossover, and to brush against the lines as soon as the ball leaves your paddle. Consider it an instinct stored in your muscle memory, a habit created through practice. You're not just hitting the ball, you're also strategically painting the table. Every shot becomes an opportunity to practice accuracy, trying to place the ball exactly where it will hurt your opponent the most. The crossover turns into your play area, the corners into your allies, and the lines into your targets. Yes, it may seem like a lofty goal to get perfect placement with every single ball. That being said, your game is defined by the pursuit itself. What distinguishes champions is their unwavering pursuit of precision. You improve your performance by developing this mentality, this unwavering search for ideal placement. In order to reach the pinnacle of precision with every shot, one must strive for excellence. The outcome is an accuracy symphony. When this dedication to accuracy becomes second nature, when the subconscious whispers precision with every shot, you'll discover that you're hitting the mark more frequently and producing moments where everything goes precisely as you had planned. Ball placement mindset. This approach is universally successful and may be used by any player, regardless of their playing style. It accommodates to everyone, whether you're an aggressive attacker, a tough defender, or just beginning out in table tennis. While I may have exaggerated its immediate impact, it is critical to underline the need of practice. You may find yourself sending the ball flying off the table at first, missing your target lines. With focused effort, you'd be surprised at how quickly you can refine your accuracy when placing shots in various places of the table. The key message here is to get into the mentality of becoming a master of ball placement. Still, something interesting happens when you practice consistently and pay close attention to this aspect. It's the progression that has the magic. Aiming for exact placement can initially seem intimidating because some shots may miss the mark or veer off course. However, as you practice and focus on this ability, amazing things start to happen. Accuracy starts to improve. This committed attention to ball placement changes the game. Imagine that every shot is like painting a picture on a canvas as you deliberately place the ball to disturb your opponent's rhythm rather than just hitting it. I guarantee you'll notice a huge improvement in your overall performance and start to rack up more points on the scoreboard once you do. Accurately unleash your potential in table tennis. Join the precision game by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe for more tips. With you, let's ace every shot. Recall, accuracy makes the champions, both in life and table tennis. Go for greatness and keep practicing.